gentlemen from Portsmouth, Virginia, introducing the principals first in the red corner, wearing blue trunks with white trims and weighing in at 207 pounds, fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, with a professional record of 14 wins, 2 defeats, and 2 draws with 5 knockouts, Mike the Bounty Hunter. His opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the white trunks with black trim. He weighed in at 227 pounds from Orlando, Florida, with a professional record of 30 wins, 3 defeats, and 1 draw with 24 knockouts. Here is the former heavyweight champion of the world, Pinklon Thomas.
Boxers to the center. You've been given your pre-fight instructions in the dressing rooms. I expect you to obey my commands at all times promptly. When I say break, break clean. Good luck to both of you. Shake hands.
Yesterday at the weigh-in, these two had a shouting match at one another. There is no love lost in this heavyweight match.
From the TV perspective, it doesn't look like there's a big crowd. You see the stands behind you that look close to the ring, but actually are far away, and most of the crowd around the other side, as there is a takedown by Hunter, and Pinklon Thomas not appreciative. Settle down, says the referee. Hunter is known more as a boxer. He has only 5 knockouts in his 18 fights, but he is going right at Pinklon Thomas and lands with a big left. Thomas is stunned in the first round by Mike the Bounty Hunter. Thomas, expecting a boxer, knows he is fighting a smaller guy who is a cruiserweight, and it is Hunter dominating in the early seconds, not allowing Pinklon Thomas to get that jab going.
And what he said he was going to do, Hunter said, I'm going to take away that jab. This is how he's taking it away. He's going to stay right on top of Thomas. Now, Thomas right here has got to get that left jab working. He's not doing it. He's waiting for Hunter to do something.
Hunter's last fight came in March when he beat Dwight Muhammad Qawi in 12 rounds for the WBA Intercontinental Championship. Hunter is ranked number 7 by the WBA, but in the cruiserweight division. As far as Pinklon Thomas is concerned, he took 16 months off after Evander Holyfield. He said he went back to the streets after he lost to Holyfield, got back on drugs, but he's now clean. Came back last month against Isaac Curtis and fought for 10 rounds. Won the decision, did not look very impressive, but he started to get the rust off on the jab. We haven't seen a jab yet tonight.
Well, he said that Curtis Isaacs was a survivor, and he just hung around the 10-round distance. After the fight with Holyfield, Pinklon Thomas in the white trunks said that he got terribly depressed, started drugs again, and quit on his birthday last year. Right now, he is getting rocked here in this first round.
He is a standing target. Hunter now smiling and playing with Thompson. Hunter loading up. He fought Qawi at 193 pounds. He comes in tonight at 207. Hunter has fought as high as 222 pounds. That was 5 years ago, the heaviest he's fought. Kind of likes anywhere between 195, 200, and he's a little heavier than that now.
When I talked to Mike Hunter today, he told me that about that confrontation at the weigh-in, if anybody antagonizes me, I'll give them a good fight. He said, I won't say I'll win, but they will know they've been in a battle. And that's what he's doing here in this first round, but he's winning it.
Thomas came in saying that Hunter was out of his league, that he thought that he was going to box him. Hunter now playing with him here in the first round. Thomas said he's in the best shape. He can go 20 rounds if this guy wants to box him, but right now it has been Hunter's round convincingly. 15 seconds to go in the first. More and more confidence being exuded by Mike Hunter. And for our local cable systems, we'll pause for these messages. Round 1 down. It's scheduled for 10.
Hey, Dallas.
At the opening of that first round, Mike Hunter went out and he just took control. He went out and established who he was. He put Pinklon Thomas on the ground, and he took it from there. Pinklon Thomas slow in that first round. He's got to get working.
And Thomas in his corner, accepting the fact that he is 1 round down, said, let him do his thing. I'll get him.
thinking that Hunter is going to punch himself out. That's his plan now. He said his fight strategy for this one is to go to the center of the ring. He says, I've never been outboxed, but now it's changed a little bit. Now he's going to try to let Hunter punch himself out, and he's going to try to come on later.
Hunter was undefeated as an amateur, 44-0 with 25 knockouts early in his career. Labeled a Giant Killer's pro debut. He beat the former national champ Warren Thompson in just his fourth fight, an 8-rounder, and he defeated the amateur standout Avery Rawls, who was touted as a future contender. Then went in against a young fighter on the rise in James Pritchard and fought to a draw. His 2 losses to Levi Billups and Andre Smith, both decision losses, but he rounded off of that with a 10-round decision over Oliver McCall, and he and McCall share. Same thing in boxing, both sparring partner for Mike Tyson. Hunter has sparred with Tyson for the last 3 years, and he kind of takes pride when people ask him, how hard does Tyson punch? And his answer is, I don't know. And that's what he takes pride in, his biggest asset, that he doesn't get hit, that he could take the biggest weapon away from an opponent. And he feels that Pinklon Thomas has only one weapon. Calls him a one-handed fighter, and we haven't even seen that yet tonight.
He calls him a one-arm bandit, that being the left jab. And let's face it, Pinklon Thomas does have a left jab, but he's not using it here in this first round. Hunter said he was going to take it away from him. Now, after that Oliver McCall fight is when Tyson employed Mike Hunter. He saw that fight. It was on the undercard of the Tyson-Tyrell Biggs fight back in 1987. At the post-fight press conference, Hunter said, he stood up at the press conference, he told Mike Tyson, he said, when will you fight Mike Hunter? After that, Mike Tyson hired him as his sparring partner. A lot of guts. Mike Hunter going up against a bigger man.
Pinklon Thomas first on the scene with a victory over James Quick Tillis back in '82. Very impressive on national TV. Established himself as a contender. Then he went on to a 10-round draw against Jerry Coetzee, and then knocked out Alfonso Ratliff, which led to the Witherspoon fight, which brought him the championship.
What you're about
In action, Mike Hunter took a step back that round and allowed for Thomas to get some jabs. But Thomas cannot lose the concentration. He knows his fight plan. He's got to stick to it.
Mike the Bounty Hunter coming out very quick in this fight. Trying to toy with the former heavyweight champion. But in the corner, Kevin Henry talking to Hunter, telling him to pace a little more, use your jab. Chris Wallison, the third man in the ring.
Well, that second round was an extremely important round because in that round, if you're Thomas, you want to take that control back. Oh, and a good left hook by Hunter. You're Thomas, you want to get that control back and the flow of the fight going your way. He didn't do that in the last round.
We're in the third round, and Thomas has yet to throw an effective punch. And standing right in front of Hunter. Now, Thomas does not recognize Hunter as a legitimate heavyweight, and perhaps baiting Hunter, saying nothing's going to hurt me. I guess he didn't see the first round.
Mike Hunter has got a fight scheduled in 30 days against Jimmy Thunder, a heavyweight prospect in Australia. And speaking of that, Pinklon Thomas said that he was so mad that Mike Hunter would even think about a fight after this one. He said he's going to rough him up on the inside. He said Mike looks sloppy on the inside. He looks loose in the belly.
And Pinklon pointing that out at the weigh-in last night. Remember, Hunter last fight was 193. So he put on 14 pounds for this one to face Thomas. Thomas also says that now in his comeback he wants to be more active. He fought a few weeks ago against Curtis Isaac. And he has a fight scheduled in July, no opponent yet, and he's hoping to meet Riddick Bowe in August.
And he is pot-shotting here in this third round.
There's the jab as Hunter saying, take me, please. And laughing in the face of Pinklon Thomas.
And this this is why Mike Hunter is so hard to fight. Look how loose he is.
Oh, big right, and Pinklon Thomas is knocked backward. The Hunter corner feels that Thomas's legs are gone at this point in his career. At the age of 32, long layoffs after his fight with Tyson in '87 and Holyfield in December of '88. While Thomas claims that he's in the best shape of his life.
Well, Pinklon Thomas was touted as the next Muhammad Ali, a big superstar in coming up until he ran up against Trevor Berbick, who took his championship. Then, since that time, and you know, we've seen so many examples, Al, of when a fighter gets beat, it just breaks him totally. It breaks his concentration, and all of a sudden he feels, wow, now I can be beat, I can be hurt, I can be knocked out. In the Tyson fight, he went on to fight Holyfield. That stopped in 7.
Away, please.
Here's a listening to his corner.
You got to get baby to throw your right hand. He's so vulnerable for that damn right hand.
You're using your left hand better that round. I want to see a little more left hand and less cockiness, okay? And you're hitting this guy with shots you can't see. Okay, now I'm boom, 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 boom. Hit this guy with 3 or 4 shots, Mike. And put your punches together, okay? All right.
That's Kevin Henry in the corner. Norman Henry's son. Been around boxing many years, raised around the ring, knows what's going on.
And our fight phone tonight, if you had the choice, which fight would you like to see? Buster Douglas versus Holyfield, one that seems to be we're closing in on. And you saw the other suggestions, and we'll show it again later on. This is the 4th round. Pinklon Thomas, who wants to work into some of those matchup combinations, but so far through 3 is showing that he does not belong there. But 7 rounds to go. The experienced Thomas against Mike the Bounty Hunter. They're only 2 years difference in age. Hunter at 30.
Building up a big lead is Mike the Bounty Hunter. Wow. Now, in a fight like this, you get so far behind, and you just become a whipping pal. I mean, you get into a mode of the fight, and you allow your opponent to beat you, which something similar to sparring partner syndrome. But Pinklon Thomas has got to get those punches off. Now, when a fighter's gotten to that point where he's a little too old, over the hill, he just can't get his punches off. He can see him coming, and he can't get out of the way of his opponent's punches.
Hunter turned pro in December of '85. Pinklon Thomas turned pro in 1978. First fight as a pro was a 6-rounder. And he won the 6-round decision, went on to knock out his next 12 opponents, and he was on his way. Pinklon now 30 victories, 3 losses and a draw, 24 knockouts. His losses to Berbick, Tyson, and Holyfield. Hunter 14-2-2 with but 5 knockouts, and you are seeing right here the closest thing we have seen to Bazooka Limon in a few months. If that's the case, Pinklon better watch out for his trunks.
And look at Mike Hunter is playing with Pinklon Thomas. Who do you think is the world champion here? Thomas has got to get back to that jab. The former world champion, you're right. Oh, it has been all Hunter. He looks like a bounty hunter tonight.
And he's allowed to do anything because Thomas has had no offense whatsoever.
Thomas is frozen.
Unless Thomas is lulling Mike Hunter into a false security. Round number 4 has been all Mike the Bounty Hunter, ranked number 7 by the WBA in the cruiserweight division. He's puffed up to 207 for this fight tonight. Salivating at the thought of fighting Pinklon Thomas. Feels that this could be a good spotlight fight for him. He certainly has been in the spotlight so far.
And Pinklon Thomas was not at all concerned about this fight. He said, there's no way a smaller man can come in and beat me. Today, Hunter weighed in at 207, 20 pounds less than Pinklon Thomas at 227. He's in trouble.
In the corner, Pinklon Thomas, a candid assessment of the first 4 rounds.
Damn near got to knock him out to win this fight. You got to throw, baby.
boy, that puts a lot of pressure on your back now, knowing that you've got to knock out your opponent.
And it's only the 5th round.
Right, and as far as I'm concerned, he really doesn't need to knock him out. What he needs to do is get busy, throw some quick, fast punches. Don't try those slow, hard punches.
Main event, USBA Light Heavyweight Championship. Anthony Hendrick returns home here to Fort Bragg to face a muscular Booker T. Word. And it is Hunter turning it up again here in the 5th. Pinklon Thomas corner telling him you are down 4 rounds to nothing going into the 5th.
Pinklon Thomas is staying in a hotel, the same hotel that we are. All day today, he was up walking around. He was roaming around the halls. He was shadow boxing in front of the mirrors. That took it out of him. Now he is winded for air. In contrast, Mike the Bounty Hunter, I called him today at 11:30. He was still asleep. He was still in bed. I had to call back an hour later. All the rest that you can get on the day of the fight is going to help you in those later rounds. Perhaps that's one reason why Pinklon Thomas, even though he hasn't been busy in this fight, he's winded.
Pinklon Thomas started this fight at 45 RPMs. He is now at 33 in the 3rd.
And he has lost a lot of sweat, a lot of water from his body. And a lot of rounds. I've given every round so far to Mike the Bounty Hunter.
Hunter, who's formerly co-managed by actor James Caan. That association no longer exists. Hunter saying it ended on a sour note.
Now, where's that jab from Pinklon Thomas? That's the best weapon he's got, and he's lost it. He is not using it. This is the chance that he's been waiting for. Hunter is now giving him room to use the jab.
You know, we don't even need punch stat tonight with Pinklon. We could count his punches in this fight on our hands, maybe even one hand.
Okay, I'll tell you what, I'll count Pinklon Thomas's and you can count Hunter's. Okay, from now on.
I'll have to take off my shoes.
Please don't.
15 seconds left in the 5th. Crowd calling for some more action. Pinklon Thomas trying to tire out Mike the Bounty Hunter and then take charge late in this fight. We'll move to the 6th.
Man, what a day. I could sure use a vacation. Yeah, I'd like to be right here.
Ice cold buds.
Hey, maybe tomorrow we should bring the boss.
Nah.
If you're looking for a hotel that was made for you, welcome to Embassy Suites Hotels, where we made every room a 2-room suite so you can spread out and work, or stretch out and relax. Where we made breakfast free and easy to free up your schedule. Where we made beverages on the house, so each evening you can loosen your time and relax.
6th round action. It has been all Mike the Bounty Hunter in the blue trunks against the former heavyweight champ Pinklon Thomas. He says when he became champion, they said he could reign for 10 years. And he looks back, 7 are gone. He figures he has 3 good years left. We'll see if he has 3 good rounds left.
Well, with all the sweat coming out of him, it looks like he's reigning.
Step back. I got you. Step back. Let off his hand.
Between rounds, Kevin Henry giving his fighter perfect instructions. He's telling him if you can hit him once, you can hit him 5 times. Use those combinations. Take a lot of deep breaths between rounds. Good instructions.
See, both fighters average a little over 6 rounds per fight. That's a little misleading. Thomas, who has 24 knockouts in his 30 victories, ended his fights earlier with a knockout. But Mike Hunter has only 5 knockouts in 14 wins and 18 fights. That's because a lot of his early fights were scheduled for 6 rounds. So that's looking a little behind of the statistic. That's why his average is around 6 rounds a fight.
And he's so hard to fight because he's so loose. The hands are down, but a lot of head movement, real loose. Look at how loose those punches are. Between rounds, he said on the corner, he said, I'm having fun out there. Pinklon Thomas just wants to get that one shot off. He wants to get that right hand going.
This has essentially been the fight plan so far at Pinklon.
Pinklon, there's the right hand. Trying to make Bounty Hunter run into it.
And Bounty Hunter showing that was a slip.
He told Thomas
sure to exaggerate it to Thomas.
He said, watch your shoulder to Thomas.
The crowd applauding the right hand from Thomas. Essentially the first they have seen all fight. Watch the butt, says Hunter.
Watch your head. Heads are getting close.
That uppercut, the greatest asset offensively in the game of Mike Hunter, so he says. And here comes the jab by Thomas. The most aggressive Thomas has been in the fight.
Well, this may be what he was waiting for, allowing for Hunter to punch himself out early, come on strong later. He may be relying on Hunter wearing down.
6-round action. It is scheduled for 10. Pinklon Thomas wants to get into the heavyweight scramble, but he'll have to beat a cruiserweight here tonight, and he is way behind at the end of this 6th round. And for our local cable systems, we'll pause for these messages. You're watching USA's Tuesday Night Fights from Fort Bragg, North Carolina.
Hey, Dallas.
Round number 7. Does Pinklon Thomas have something up his sleeve? He better, otherwise he'll be a loser here tonight. Mike Hunter on many cards pitching the shutout through 6 rounds. Referee Chris Willison on top of everything tells the Thomas corner to do some work and wipe up the water left on the canvas.
And again between rounds, Mike Bell telling Thomas, you got to hit him, you got to knock him out, throw the big right hand. Right now, Thomas is relying on that right hand. He needs to get that left hand busy, get that jab just working real fast.
Hunter trying to put Thomas in a trance.
Well, you know, he's got complete control of this fight, and he's trying to show Pinklon Thomas that he is in control. He's in command of this fight. When you're in command like that, you can do whatever you want, and the crowd sees it, the television sees it. More importantly, your opponent sees it. You tell him, you show him that you're in control.
Pinklon Thomas, as you're telling the story before, may have left this fight in the hotel lobby.
Absolutely, up all day, walking the halls. Now, when you start that training regimen down, you train down the last few days, you have a lot of energy. You have to force yourself to stay in bed. You want to get up and you want to run around, and you're real excited about this fight.
Well, perhaps Pinklon's new outlook has been his nemesis here tonight. He was so excited to get back in the ring. He fought 3 weeks ago. He wants to fight every month. Couldn't wait to get to Mike the Bounty Hunter. And so he was pacing the lobby all afternoon.
Perhaps a learning experience. He said that tonight, Sean, you're going to see a new Pink.
Well,
he's right. I have. This
haven't seen this before, right?
Haven't been the Pinklon Thomas that I know.
Hunter just beating Thomas to the punch. One reason why is because he is the only one who is punching. Down to a minute to go in the 7th round, and Hunter continues to bounce on his toes. Al Albert along with the champ, Sean O'Grady at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. We are awaiting the USBA Light Heavyweight Championship. Anthony Hembrick against Booker T. Ward.
And look at Mike Hunter out-jabbing Pinklon Thomas. Thomas has a good left jab, but we haven't seen it tonight. He stuck to his fight plan. Mike Hunter said he was going to take away the jab and see what Pinklon Thomas could do without it.
Very interesting viewer has to be Riddick Bowe, because he has a fight coming up with Art Tucker, but over the horizon, Bowe and Pinklon Thomas talking about meeting in August. And Riddick has to be enjoying what he's seeing so far tonight.
That's one other thing that Pinklon Thomas was looking over the horizon on, not concentrating on this fight.
What you're about to see is a sim. Brushstrokes, runs, streaks, Now consider the new Wagner Power Painter. It has patented controls for precision, a convenient backpack for big jobs. It paints smoothly and evenly over cracks and tough surfaces. Why did we ruin this beauty? So you wouldn't.
It is round number 8. Former heavyweight champion Pinklon Thomas in the white trunks needs a knockout in the next 3 rounds to get by a blown-up cruiserweight in Mike the Bounty Hunter.
We have, Al, had some.
And another former heavyweight champion on hand tonight out of Fayetteville, North Carolina, James Bone Crusher Smith. Comes off his victory over Mike Weaver. Said he's headed out to Vegas to see the Tyson Tillman Foreman Rodriguez extravaganza, kind of with a hint in his voice, saying he may be looking for an opponent out there. He may be looking for an opponent right in here.
That division is so wide open now. You know, with Douglas dethroning Tyson, everybody wants back in. Now it's the time of the comeback. And everybody's coming back, including Pinklon Thomas, who may have second thoughts after this fight. Now, we've gotten some comments and KO comments about how a fighter who doesn't have a big punch and a smaller fighter can beat a bigger fighter with a good punch. Here's a good example. You know, the speed of Mike Hunter, the movement, the agility, the looseness. Also, Mike Hunter has been sparring in the gyms for years and years with all the good heavyweights, the big name heavyweights. There's why, because he's a survivor. He can give you the round.
And another reason tonight is because Pinklon Thomas has not been dangerous. He's not throwing the punch.
He left it all in the hotel.
8th round action is scheduled for 10. If Pinklon Thomas is saving it for the final 2 rounds, we're in for a 6-minute buzzsaw because there's a lot that's been saved over the first 8 for Thomas.
Put your head out of there.
Very aggressive referee Chris Wallison talking more than you and me here tonight. Hunter now loading up. Some of the crowd here on the base at Fort Bragg booing the performance of Thomas. And now Hunter goes upstairs and staying on top of Thomas with that time remaining in the 8th.
And they can't boo that. Nice combination by Hunter. All in control.
And he is letting Thomas feel it and hear it. Thomas tonight serving as a heavy bag for Mike Hunter. And Hunter says, come on, come at me. And no takers. Inside the final 10 seconds of round number 8.
Every time Thomas goes to him, he gets clobbered.
Loan department. We need approval on the 4x4 pickup.
Oh, that could be a problem. Did you know the Isuzu 4x4 has more standard payload than your Toyota?
No,
Did you know the Isuzu 4x4 has more horsepower? 400s less.
Listen, I'm late for a nap. Wait. Hello? Who is this?
Oops, I must have got my wires crossed.
Now, generous factory cash could save you even more on a 4x4 during Isuzu's Drive 'em Home sale.
BF Good. 8th round action. Pinklon Thomas has been beat up so much. Every time he tries to throw something, he gets hit. Now he's fighting so defensively that he's not effective.
Shades of George Foreman, Jimmy Young.
Yeah, you could say that. Close, yeah. Speed against power, or taking away, a good strategic fight plan, taking away the left jab. That's what Mike Hunter has done. This is the beauty, in my estimation, of boxing. Fights are won and lost many times in that strategy session. When I asked Hunter about what he was going to do tonight, he specifically told me a strategy. When I asked Thomas, he said, oh, I'll see what he does, and then I'll counter it.
And I think Mike Hunter actually overestimated Pinklon Thomas tonight, going in saying that Thomas is a one-handed fighter. That's not the truth, right? Tonight has been a no-handed fighter.
He's got to watch out for his head, though. The hands down by the side help Mike Hunter to stay loose and relaxed. Now, I don't particularly agree with that, but it works for some fighters. And fighters like Hunter, they're survivors, and it's working for him tonight. Plus, he's in, let's face it, he's in complete command. He's not a big knockout artist. He's got a good, solid chin. So for him to have his hands down when Pinklon Thomas is in this condition, isn't wrong as far as I'm concerned.
Thomas, if he's looking for that one-punch knockout, is kind of shaving it pretty close now. There's just a minute to go in the 9th before we head to the 10th and the final round.
Well, I've given every round to Mike Hunter. Thomas has 80% knockouts, 24 in his 30 wins. So it's not impossible. Plus, these are heavyweights. Heavyweights can punch with all that weight behind it.
Break clean, I got you. Break clean, step back.
And if Pinklon Thomas does not come out with the miracle shot in the next 3 minutes and 35 seconds, you will add the name of Mike the Bounty Hunter to Evander Holyfield, Mike Tyson, and Trevor Burbick as the only 4 to have beaten Pinklon Thomas, who has recorded 30 wins, 24 by knockout.
Now, the last part of the round is really where Mike Hunter is dangerous. Look at him come on. He comes upstairs the last 10 seconds of the round. He has the 3-minute clock in his head well.
Stop!
Mike Hunter showing no fear, the former heavyweight champ. 9 rounds down, 1 to go. The booing for the former champ, Pinklon Thomas, and we'll hear what happens in his corner.
This your last round, kid. Last round. You need this sound. You need a knockout. You need a knockout, and you can do it. You can do it if you throw your right hand.
Take it, go all out and throw punches, the right hand. This round like we've been fighting the whole fight, Mike. Throwing punches, okay? This last round don't mean nothing. Fight it like it's the 3rd, okay? I want you to stay busy, man.
And that told it all heading into the 10th round. Actually, what Pinklon Thomas heard right here is what he's been hearing from his corner from the 5th round on.
Exactly, and now Pinklon Thomas is so beat down, not only from inside the rope, he's taking a beating into his corner between rounds. They've been telling him since the 5th, you've got to knock this guy out. Come on, you've got to knock this guy out. A lot of pressure on the back of the former heavyweight champion of the world.
Who, after this performance, you may be seeing in the ring for the last time. Although Pinklon Thomas takes a look at his career, he says in the fight to Tyson he had a bad shoulder, in the fight to Holyfield he overtrained, and perhaps we'll hear another answer from Pinklon Thomas after he loses this fight, unless he comes up with a miracle punch. That's what's ahead. USBA Light Heavyweight Championship. Crowd certainly looking forward to welcoming home Anthony Hembrick, who was stationed here at Fort Bragg for 4 years on his way to the captaincy of the Olympic team. And one of the more colorful characters on the horizon in the world of boxing. 1 gone, 2 minutes to go in the 10th. Still no signs of life from Pinklon Thomas.
There's that right hand. They're begging him to throw that over in his corner. And he's not setting that right hand up with the left jab. So for right now, that's what Mike Hunter's looking for. Now, they told Hunter to stay busy this round, but be careful. Kevin Henry said, fight like this is only the 3rd round. And there's why he's able to go the 10 rounds. Look how loose he is still.
Both fighters very confident coming into the fight. Only Mike Hunter has backed it up. And now Hunter circling Thomas, may get him dizzy by the end of this one. You can see the shots on the face of Thomas, the shots he has taken from Hunter. In and out, he has been busy through 10 rounds. Going from side to side. And Thomas also has been complying, never having Hunter in danger, never allowing Hunter to fear his opponent tonight.
Well, Hunter was very humble when I talked to him today. He realizes what a big opportunity a win over Pinklon Thomas could be. Still wanting to fight in the heavyweight division, but also wanting to drop down occasionally to the cruiserweight class. He's one of those fighters that can put on a lot of weight and also take it off. Last round, he's just taking a break. He realizes way ahead. Nothing to worry about for him. He's slipping on some of that water over there in the corner of Thomas. Referee Chris Wallinson has told the corner of Thomas clean that up.
Thomas playing it out to the last second. And his tank was empty from the first round on. The booing not for Mike Hunter, but the effort of Pinklon Thomas. Try to receive word a little later whether there was anything wrong with Pinklon Thomas. If there was, it had to have happened in the last few hours, because he was bouncing around yesterday and this afternoon all excited about the fight, saying he was in the best shape, the best condition of his life, and it could have fooled us tonight. I don't think there's any question about the winner of this one, but we'll find it out officially when we return.
I just did something incredible. 5 minutes ago, I had...
Welcome back to Fort Bragg. The judges wasting little time totaling up the decision. Let's find out. Here is Buck Hall.
Judge Ramos scores about 99 to 91. Judge Traylor scores about 100 to 90. Judge Witt scores about 99 to 91. The winner in a unanimous decision, Mike the Bounty Hunter.
Two judges gave Pinklon Thomas 1 round. And that, I'm trying to think back what round that could have been. Going over to the corner of Pinklon Thomas, they said that Thomas did not complain about anything. Still trying to wonder where Pinklon Thomas was tonight. Mike the Bounty Hunter comes up with a victory, and he goes to 15-2-2. So he chalks up Pinklon Thomas behind his last fight of Dwight Muhammad Qawi. So Mike the Bounty Hunter doing some old-time classics.
Why? Why did Jim Henson neglect the infection that would take him from us and our children? His family breaks its silence to People this week. The last days of the man behind Kermit and all the Muppets. This week, America's Pied Piper. People, that's what we're all about.
Citizen ProMaster Flight Chronograph indicates 22 time zones. Navigation calculator.
You weren't lying when you said you were a pilot, were you?
Citizen ProMaster for professional use only.
What you're about to see is a sim. Brushstrokes, runs, streaks. Now consider the new Wagner Power Painter. It has patented controls for precision. A convenient backpack for big jobs. It paints smoothly and evenly over cracks and tough surfaces. Why did we ruin this beauty? So you wouldn't ruin this one. Wagner, not just a whole lot faster, a whole lot better.
Tonight's edition of In This Corner is being brought to you by Anacin. The concentrated Anacin formula relieves headache pain fast. Anacin, concentrated for powerful pain relief. Welcome back to